Hey guys, Doug here, how's it going? I have a very special candle video for here today. This is a Halloween collaboration with the Candle Enthusiast. Now Shane and I have been wanting to do this for a while. Glad we can finally do it. We wanted to meet in person somehow, but that wasn't going to be in the cards this year. I'm hoping next year we can. But in the meantime, we wanted to do a mystery box collaboration. So I actually just sent him some dark candles. I know that some of you have asked me to do them. I actually have burned them in the past. They are awesome, very spooky candles. I sent those to Shane for his evaluations. I actually sent him a Halloween collection and a vampire collection, so we'll see what he thinks. I'm excited. And if you're coming from Shane's video and you've never seen me before, hey, how's it going? My name is Doug. I do candle reviews on this channel and also miniature village reviews. I have mainly, though, a Halloween fall slant. I mean, typically. I'll do other seasonal stuff too, but Halloween is my bread and butter. So before we get into the actual, the candles here, you know, Shane sent me some postcards, which is really nice. If you've ever gotten a box from Shane, you know, if you've ordered something from him on eBay or if he's just sent you anything, he always packs them to the nines and he always throws, you know, cool little things in there. For example, like this. This is a 1988 Halloween decoration. Looks like, you know, little candies or something would go in there, and I love this. It's going to go on my board where I've got a bunch of my concert tickets and other, you know, cool little trinkets like that I post up there. So, you know, quick shout out to Shane. If not for him, my channel wouldn't be like this. You know, I probably wouldn't be doing candles. There's a good chance I wouldn't. He helped me get into candles even more so with his channel, especially with his different fall and Halloween themed videos. He always has immaculate production. I mean, he goes above and beyond, and he's a very good friend. He is one of the friendliest people you'll ever meet, and for someone like me who's still more of a relative, you know, newbie to candles, I only have a couple of years under my belt where some folks have been doing it like all their lives. He is an encyclopedia of knowledge, especially when it comes to, you know, the northeastern stuff like, you know, a Kringle or especially Yankee Candle, which is, you know, always been his bread and butter. But he's a super talented guy, and I wanted to thank him for doing this with me and just being awesome in general. He's really helped me get into candles, you know, and enjoy the whole YouTube thing. So he sent me a letter here, and it has some notes and descriptions on the candles. I'm trying to avoid that as best I can. What I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about the candles, at least what I think, and then I will read Shane's descriptions afterwards, because I know they're going to be more in depth than me with my sort of dumb nose, you know, compared to him. Shane's from the wine industry, if you're not familiar with him, and for sure check out, you know, his channel if you haven't seen him before. I'm going to have his link here for his video when he's putting this live, you know, just as I am, and you should for sure check him out. So anyways, his letter, it starts off with, Doug, so great to finally work with you on a collaboration. First, let me tell you how much I enjoy your passion, enthusiasm, your excitement when it comes to candles, villages, RC trucks, guitars, nostalgia in general, and most importantly, your genuine celebration and love for Halloween. Well, thank you, Shane. I really appreciate that, and I've kind of echoed the sentiment, you know, as well, for how I appreciate, especially his Halloween vibe. He loves the occult, and he's fun to talk about spooky stuff with. So, all right, let's talk spooky. Now, the first candle I have for you here today that Shane sent me, this is from Sleepy Hollow. It is French vanilla, and I hope you can see the label on here. It's kind of washed out because of the lighting that I have here. But even if it's not, you know, with the lighting is one thing, it's hard to see this actually when you're looking at it in person. It's this very cool label, Sleepy Hollow, and with the dark gray wax and the black, you know, the font, it's hard to see. But let's check it out. Let's see what it is, shall we? Okay, that is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a standard French vanilla like a coffee. That has a hint of like a vanilla, like a coffee type scent, but it is sweet cherry tobacco, like very rustic smelling. There's a slight woodiness. It reminds me of, you know, my grandpa's corncob pipe that he used to have. And almost that, you know, like that parchment paper. I get some of that vibe too, like if you were gonna roll tobacco. That vanilla there really sweetens it up. It's a heck of a scent. It is not, you know, French vanilla. It's this isn't what I would expect out of a French vanilla candle. I love it. You know, this reminds me of the New England area. I know that Shane said he got this from a boutique store is where he picked it up. And let's just read what Shane's take is on this actually. So again, for me, it's more of a rustic, you know, tobacco scent with a little bit of vanilla sweetness. I found this candle at a boutique while traveling through New England last year. I pointed out to the owner that they all look pretty old. Without question, it is old. I can see it and I can smell it. I bought them all. So it sounds like Shane, he's got vanilla, sweet tobacco, empty tobacco pipe, sour dried raisin, dried fig. Couple other things he's got here too, like a worn leather and poppy seed. To me, the sweet tobacco is prominent, and again, I get a woodiness out of it, of that like pipe. It smells like a used pipe, but not in a nasty way. You know, I love Yankee Candle's Autumn Lodge, and this gives me that same vibe, although this is sweeter than that. You know, I would be interested to know what this actually smelled like at first. I have a feeling it was the aging process that did this, because it doesn't make sense otherwise why they would name it that. Love this. I don't know if I'm ever going to burn this, though. You know, I typically, in my candle collection, I like to burn things, but, you know, this one, I'm not going to be able to get another one of these, so probably keep it on there. So that is, you know, it's French Vanilla, Sleepy Hollow Candle Company. So let's see what we've got next. All right, so we have Dragon's Blood by Burke Hare Company, and what's it say here? Out of Providence, Rhode Island. Another New England candle here. I have no experience with this brand, or of course with the fragrance. I don't know with the fragrance, but I'm not familiar with the brand at all. So I know Shane mentioned that when he was sending me the box, he was going to send me some pretty wild stuff that he thought that I was one of the few that would actually appreciate it. So I'm expecting probably when I open this tin, I'm going to get walloped by something. So let's see what's in here. Okay, that is burning my nostrils, but this is very spooky. I love this. This actually reminds me of going inside of an old prop shop, like a magician's prop shop, where you see the beads, you know, and you gotta walk through the beads to get to the good stuff. This is heavy in incense. To me, I get a lot of incense out of it, and a lot of different florals, but like, you know, like mortar and pestle style, you know, smashed up different plants. This is wild. This is crazy, and this is very strong. I'm gonna try melting this because I'm crazy, and I'm gonna see what this does. But this is very, very potent, very strong. Again, this reminds me of, like, you know, I get a subtle woodiness, subtle dirtiness. It hits me as going into one of those old shops where they're burning incense, and it just reminds me of going to like a haunted house, you know, prop shop or a magician's prop shop, one of those little places you'd find on like an old main street, you know, one of the old nostalgic type stores, and where they sell that cool stuff. And very, very potent here. Let's see what Shane has to say on this one. Erica from Burke Hare has her fair share of spooky, gothic, and thought-provoking fragrances. Many candle companies have their own proprietary blend of Dragon's Blood, which is a bright red resin that is obtained from different species of a number of distinct plants. I love the austere and exotic nature of this scent. Exotic is right. This is wild, and I love it. Yes, he was right. I appreciate this scent. Again, would I recommend this scent to you? I don't know. If you want some really wild Halloween stuff, check it out. Again, I'm not familiar with the company, so don't kill me with that. I don't even know if this is available still. I'm assuming it is, but this is an amazing fragrance, and again, it's that spooky old magician shop is what this reminds me of. All right, now, this is sort of the main event. This is Wolfsbane by Kringle Candle, and before I talk about Wolfsbane, though, I want to talk about some of the other in the Kringle Candle Collection line. Now, these were not in the box that Shane gave me, but I'm going to count them because last year, out of nowhere, Shane surprised me with a small tube, and I wondered, what the heck is this? And it was actually the full Kringle Halloween collection, the now defunct and retired Kringle Candle Halloween collection in daylighters. And I really appreciated that. It was nice. I never melted them or anything. I wanted to keep them as is because they're very hard to find now. But in my opinion, the Kringle Halloween line that, you know, they did several years ago is the best coherent collection of hardcore Halloween candles you can get. Now, as far as the mainstream goes, I'm huge on Witch City Wicks. They do, I think, the best Halloween collection, but they're not a mainstream brand. So as far as like the big brands go, I would give it to Kringle. It's a shame they're not around anymore. So I'm going to talk about this guy, which I haven't opened the top on this, but I will say I do have some experience with Wolfsbane. I did get this. Shane sent it to me in a small daylighter, and I never burned it or anything, but I have a little bit of experience with the scent. I can tell you, though, that this monster here, the whole box smells like it, and actually my whole bench down here, I'm shooting this in my workshop. I haven't even opened this yet. This is a very powerful fragrance, so I want to save this guy for last. Let's talk about some of these daylighters, though, so I can actually talk about the full Kringle Halloween line, because I've always wanted to talk about it anyways. Now you've seen me talk about Witch's Cauldron. I just did a review of it recently here. I've talked about it ad nauseum in other videos. It's one of my favorite Halloween scents. I know Shane's big on it. For sure, check out Shane's Halloween video, or Shane's review, you know, of Witch's Cauldron's Halloween video. Really, really cool and really informative. So I have that one in a daylight. I've already talked about it. I'm not going to talk about that one here. So let's talk about two of the other ones before we get to Wolfsbane, because there were 4 in the collection. This is Fright Night, and hopefully you can see this label good. Again, the light that I've got behind here kind of washes things out, but it is this, it's a purple tin with, or not a tin, purple plastic, but with these bats flying in the, you know, flying in front of the moon. I love how it looks. I love the aesthetic of it. And this daylight was the only time I've been able to get a hold of this scent. I have not been able to get this in full candle yet. Man, this is very hard to describe. I love this scent. It is so spooky, so crazy. It is a very exotic floral with a very pungent citrus with some kind of a sweetness on it. It is very spooky. Dead flowers with some sort of you know, it's almost like a tart cranberry. When a cranberry gets very sour, you know what I'm talking about, like that edge of pungent. It's mixed in with that, and there's something in here to sweeten it up. I can't figure out what it is, but again, it's a very, like an exotic floral, is, you know, for lack of a better description, a very spooky exotic floral. I love this, and you know, this whole collection, the Kringle stuff, I get why it didn't last, why it probably didn't sell well, just because these fragrances are not for everybody. They're not what I would call inviting, but man, they are great for the Halloween enthusiast, and that's why they're so desired now in the collector's market from people like, well, heck, many of you that watch this, I know are hardcore Halloween candle folk, and you gotta have these in your collection to try them out. You might not like them, but you need to try them at least, and I would love to see them come back. Okay, now the other daylighter I have here, Candy Corn, which this is an inviting one. I just talked about how the scents weren't inviting. They weren't all crazy. This is a very, very nice candy corn scent. Very authentic to me. Man, it's like opening a bag of candy corn. I think this one is awesome. I like this more than Yankees candy corn. I know that's sacrilegious to some people, but to me, I get a lot more honey here. It's just a sweeter, more honey scent, and you know, I dig it. All right, now for the main event here. This is Wolfsbane by Kringle. Shane did send this one here as part of the box, and I know that he sent me a long list of what's in this. I smelled it before. I will talk about what I get out of it, and then I will read what Shane does. This, man, just holding this near me is like this insane aroma around. It is so strong. So let's open the beast up and see what's in here. Wow, I almost can't even. This is so strong. It is insane. On cold, the only candle I think that I've smelled that is as strong as this would maybe be Yankees New England Maple. But because of what's in here, I think I'd have to give this the nod. This is ludicrously powerful. I need to burn this just to see how strong it is when I burn it. Okay, so this is crushed flower, like straight up dead crushed flowers. And there's a powder note here, and like an earthiness, like a dirtiness to it. This, it's like a dirty, evil baby powder, which it sounds crazy, but that's what it is. And the more that this aroma is here, the more I can smell it, the florals come out in it. Man, this candle is like Take No Prisoners. It's very spooky. Again, it is like you're in a dead flower bed. You're just in there making like snow angels in a dead flower bed. That's what this reminds me of. And look at the label on that. It's spooky. It's classy. This is one of the best Halloween labels of all time. This is I am very, very excited to have this in my collection. I'm going to have to burn this at some point. You'll see me do a full review on this after I can burn this. So thank you, Shane, for this. This is crazy. So let's see what Shane says about Wolfsbane. All right, so what Shane said here, he's got the notes that he kind of, he's come up with. Floral musk, powdery iris and violet, spicy mustard flower, sweet honeysuckle, basil, clary sage, Egyptian oregano, sandalwood, oak moss, amber tonka, fertile forest floor, and a vague perception of rain-swept sidewalks like a wet cement minerality. It's very interesting. You know, this is a crazy candle, and I could see how you could get different things out of it. It's complex, And I'm gonna burn that candle, and I will do a review of it at some point, but I'm really happy to have it in my collection, if nothing else. You guys need to check that collection out. It's a lot of fun. Halloween enthusiasts all enjoy it. You know, so to close this out here, one of the things I wanted to do with this video was I asked Shane why Halloween, and I wanted him to talk about why Halloween. Why does it mean so much to him? And I would do the same. But Halloween to me is about an energy. There's an excitement, right? As soon as fall hits, especially October, there's just so much going on, and I can just feel like that cumulative energy. As a kid, I never could really put my finger on why I liked Halloween. You know, I loved trick-or-treating. I loved everything about it, I suppose, but I wasn't huge into one aspect of Halloween. You know, like I've never been a big scary movie guy. It was just that, you know, the energy of it and sort of the nostalgia. There's this energy that permeates around everything around that time of the year. I love when it's cold. I love when it's crisp. And of course I love decorating the house. I love doing all these little things, and it just makes me really happy, and it gets me into the spirit like no other season has ever done that. There's a lot of things I also like during fall. You know, I'm a big hockey guy. I like football. Those start to happen then. Of course, that's when a bunch of outdoor events that I really love, fall festivals, you know, the pumpkin patch, of course, which is one of my favorite things ever is to go visit the pumpkin patch. There's just so much, and I can't really distill down why Halloween except for to say the energy, the cumulative energy of all of those things. Alright guys, well thank you very much for watching, and I want to thank Shane, the Candle Enthusiast, for putting the mystery box together. But I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video, and I can't wait to watch Shane's to see what he thinks of the dark candles. Again, I sent him some dark candles. They are an awesome brand. You should check them out for sure online. They do a bunch of mail order stuff. And I'm very particular. I love the Halloween collection that they have, so if nothing else, check it out. But they have a bunch of ones like graveyards and, you know, just different themes, and really excited to see Shane's take on that. So, alright guys, well thank you very much for watching, and stay spooky.